I think they want to leave their options open, so they can't pick an offlaner now because you want the DP to follow the TA wherever she goes. Honestly, even following the Dragon Knight wouldn't be too bad. So it's really just all about keeping ambiguity in your draft, especially since you've got the second pick. So I don't
Radiant
even know if you
team
can
pick.
go the Supernova Protector now.
Boy.
Okay, there goes something completely different that's going to nullify a lot of the physical damage that's coming out from Made in Philippines, and it does make that tower protection a bit easier. Pretty good clockwork game. Again, you know, a Lich
10
pretty
seconds
susceptible if you're able to
remaining.
get in on top of him. Shadow Shaman as well. Wants to be able to channel the shackles.
5
Doesn't love
seconds
buying
remaining.
Force stuff either. Gives you that extra vision to be able to enable, for example, a Dragon Knight to go blink stun onto the Lich as he's setting up to defend a tower.
It's a very good clockwork game. Just at least having a support that can follow up and jump the back line. Even having another hero just in general on Made in Philippines, I think. Because one thing we saw for them was they were very reliant on the Pengli to be the one to start the fights, whereas for Summit, you had the Sand King, you had the Tiny in the last game, so they had a little bit more options on at least who could be the one starting the fight. So I'd like Made in Philippines to double down, or at least some way to be able to deal with the supports, because they're both very squishy and both going to be looked to be playing the back line.
Okay, well, there's another one of these heroes that loves being on the back line in the Shadow Demon. They don't have amazing jump right now on Summit Gaming, so you can understand why they're choosing to go down this SD route. Just having a look at something, actually.
10
Lich.
seconds remaining.
Sinister Gaze. Dispellable. Okay, so even the Demonic Cleanse will be
5
nice against
seconds
that.
remaining.
It's a pretty good Shadow Demon game. You get rid of the Frost Shield, save against the Shaman is really handy. The Purge versus the Death Prophet who wants to be charging to the middle. It's already showed that it's going to be a Death Prophet core as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Demonic Purge, like you've been saying, is going to be fantastic. Even just up against a
Radiant
Death
team
Prophet that might want to
battle.
go the yours, you know, it
Juggernaut.
suddenly has a whole lot less effectiveness. So something like a Juggernaut really wanting to have the better laning stage, I suppose. I mean, Lich Juggernaut, it is a strong lane for sure. Once you get, well, honestly, even level 1, there's a lot of kill threat, but level 2, level 3, you've got all of those early timings there to be able
10
to
seconds remaining.
really take advantage of that that early
5
presence that you've
seconds
got. But
till
it's
team
most likely
ban.
going to be going up against a Dragon
Radiant
Knight. So
team ban.
again, can't let him get to level 3 because he's just going to have so much more sustain. He's could look to go into like a double bracer build, boots of speed, and Tiny, of course, is even able to reposition with the toss. So for me, it's going to come down to execution on Summit. If they can
10
execute this
seconds
lanes well
remaining.
and look to accelerate their farm off the back
Dire
of a
team
lot of these
ban.
early kills, then they're going to be feeling pretty confident.
Radiant
They're still
team
leaving
pick.
this Death Prophet where exactly it's going to go up for debate, right? You are going to need to reveal whether this TA is mid now or if it's going to be in the safe lane. And again, like I was saying, DP probably going to follow her wherever she goes. And then Summit Gaming will have that last overall pick to be able
10
to round
seconds
things out. But
remaining.
for me, they need something that's going to hold the team fight in
5
place.
seconds
Exorcism,
remaining.
Lich, like those are two heroes that absolutely need that.
I'm intrigued on how Made in Philippines look to finish this, because I feel I don't want them to go TA Shadow Demon lane, which I'm very hesitant about this about a safe lane. So I don't know if they're gonna go for like a melee 5 to protect the TA and put Tiny mid, because they have some flex. So I'm just not sure what route they want to go down here.
You go DK1 and then pick up an offlaner here, perhaps.
If you go DK1, don't you put Death Prophet into that lane? And shouldn't...
Yeah, but you put the Death Prophet into the TA lane. Like it's
Okay.
pick your
Dire
poison,
team
Sure,
basically.
sure.
Like it's going to be good against
Oh,
both of
not
them.
Pango again.
Let's see where it goes.
Well, you got a TA Shadow Demon. I think it's a mid Pango. I
Do
don't
you?
like the lanes at all for Made in Philippines. Something is not gonna work. It's gonna be like a TA Shadow Demon
10
safe
seconds
lane
remaining.
or a tiny DK off lane.
I'm pretty sure
5
it's a
seconds
TA
remaining.
Shadow Demon safe lane, DK mid, and then the Pango is there just to
Choose
be
your
able
hero.
to swashbuckle away from any kill attempts that a Lich Juggernaut might be trying to go.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I like that call. Will actually there'll
No,
be a Pango mid.
genuinely.
I think this is an awesome underlord pick. I feel like this is a honestly game-winning underlord pick. The real big concern I have just with matchups is the Soul Catcher from the Shadow Demon with the percent damage. That's of course, always really handy versus these really tanky heroes, but you were asking for some at least control, and the Underlord surprisingly has a decent amount. With the pit, it's going to, made in Philippines, they're going to be in the middle of the fight with the TA, with the Dragon Knight. Tiny needs to jump in as well, so if you jump into pit, you won't be able to reset your combo. I think it's a very, very good Underlord pick. I'm a big fan of this for Summit with the 24th.
I'm a fan of it as well. I'm just worried a little bit about this Pangolier. I feel like JG is going to have the potential to have an amazing game because, again, like, what do you actually have that's going to be able to do damage while he's inside that Rolling Thunder? You'll have Exorcism going, sure, but Shadow Shaman does nothing, Lich does nothing. Juggernaut, maybe, if he's able to isolate the Pango and Omni Slash, but other than that, I feel like as long as JG looks to play around that ultimate timing, he should be having a pretty decent go of things. And it's been played mid as well, so I think this could be the difference, right? You're going to have those earlier levels. You're going to be able to make plays. You're going to be able to make space for a TA and a DK who both love to farm. So I'm preferring this draft from Made of Philippines. I agree that it's a good Underlord game. It's just the Lich doesn't inspire me with any kind of confidence.
I was very hesitant.
If LGD can't win with Lich, then I don't think many teams can. They dropped a game, I think, against Dandelion Esports Club when they were playing with it.
I know you're a big fan of your Lich, but of course none of this would be possible without our lovely partners. We've got Mate, the official energy drink, and 188bet, as well as the official betting partners of the CDPC. So thank you very much to those two lovely partners for making this all possible. And we have our game 3, a deciding game 3 between the two open qualifier teams. You're going for the lads on Made in Philippines. I'm going for the lads on Summit. We have a split here from us both. I mean, it just adds a little bit extra spice into this one. For me, I'm hesitant about the Jug. I'm not quite sure how I feel like this one's going to shape up, because I feel like the Shadow Demon, I feel like there's even more value. I was speaking about the Shadow Demon against a Lich and the Shadow Demon versus Death Prophet, but I feel like just a Banishment to mitigate a lot of the Omni damage, maybe even the Purge to help out versus the Blade Fury running into the middle. Maybe even you got Refraction up and you're trying to Omni Slash a TA. That could be a bit awkward. So for me, I think Made in Philippines, the way you win this game, my eyes are on Shadow Demon. I think you'd really take over this game on T as a SD5.
Yeah, SD5 plus the Pango for mine. They're the big difference makers, and I think for Summit, they need to crush this top lane. Jug, Lich, very strong combination, but gotta actually execute on it.
Always the question, are you able to execute? Made in Philippines, they're off to a good start at least. 3 bounty runes. No first blood yet to be completed. We do have a lot of threat in our lanes though. I think mid is probably the one lane where we shouldn't have a kill, just with JG should always be able to swashbuckle to get out of harm's way of the Mercury Death Prophet. But this is going to be Mercury should be able to get a decent amount of farm here.
It's top for me. Top is where the kill threat is. Like, I don't think this bottom side is going to be able to make too much happen here. They've already tried the toss back on Trezam into the DK stun, but Lucify is already down to just the one tango. At least he's got one and a mango waiting on the courier. And this is it, right? You want to have this response up against a Lich Juggernaut combo, a kill lane. They're basically saying, okay, well, let's just not lane. Let's pull the wave away. Let's make sure I don't die in the process. As Juggernaut just looking to avoid while he doesn't have the movement speed slow on top of him. And then this is it. Get your earlier levels, make sure that you're able to get that DK up to the level 3, and then start to make the roaming movements through from Lucify.
See down bottom, CZY's Solo's earning out T here. He's going to be forced to pop a salve and make his way back to the lane. But, yeah, well, we're already off to a good start. Like you said, this bottom lane probably not going to have any kill threat really coming out. I think both the TA and the Underlord should be able to find their farm. Of course, the Underlord into the Templar Assassin matchup is really nice. Yeah, I'm watching Trezam at the moment. Lucify's already got the level 2. The body blocks, of course, Toss has already been utilized, so they won't be able to chuck him underneath the tower. Trezam's going to go... he's going to go for a bit of a walksies here. Oh, Trezam. Oh, nope. Is he going to try... No way, Trezam? What's going on? He's going to Fairy Fire. Lucify's Avalanche still on cooldown. Let's see if he get cute with the... Side steps here through the tree line. Okay, easy like that, and makes it through.
The jukes. Oh, he's got the boots to have to contend
Oh,
with, though, the
no.
tiny.
Go for the deny. Oh, man. Do they see him? Yeah, they do see him. All right, so we can do the calculation. Toss is up in a second. Well, 2, but
75 damage on toss, minus the magic resistance, 25% on heroes. So he probably wants to get tossed, or at least right-click once and then run into the Ancient Ice Shamans. We'll see.
do you reckon he
See
wants to
whose
get
side they're on.
tossed? It doesn't he? If he gets tossed, you get a right click and some creep damage.
I guess you just go for the deny immediately. But
Maybe put yourself far into the camp so it's a bit more difficult to get denied. Although you
yeah,
might
like
also,
right in the middle of all the Ice Shamans, so it's harder to get the toss off as well.
yeah.
This is what we were expecting, right? Top side, we said this is going to be the aggressive lane, and right now it's just been the supports doing so. I really don't expect there to be much happening at all on this bottom side of the map. Ken, of course, you do have an okay amount of kill threat as a TA if you've got the setup for it, but this isn't a lane where you want to really be going the meld. I feel like if you're moving forward, you're just going to be taking a lot of Firestorm hits to the face. Likewise, Summit, even if they were able to get a shackle or whatever off, you're just going to have the disruption to be able to stop that. And then mid lane, of course, both of them, Pango not as sustainable, but he's gotten the bottle nice and early. He's going to be able to reposition out of the Spirit Siphon to be able to break that. So it's just all top for mine.
Can you give me Yahoo?
Me,
Yeah.
like the in-game one?
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Alright, thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I wanted. Nothing else. Sheesh, just chilling. No, we're just cruising along. We're trying to copy some voice lines. That's the main thing. You know, when it comes
Where are the
out.
voice lines, by the way? We're in a new season. Valve, chop chop. You got a new
Yeah.
patch. We got to have the voice lines as well. Got to spend my hard-earned money.
They were on it for 2 or 2. Till 3, they're taking this one a little bit more slow. I guess we got the battle pass coming out. They put on some.
Do we?
Well,
Do we? You saw the most in the actual patch notes, right? Or not the patch notes, but the patch post where they were talking about the battle pass.
yeah, something about it going past TI, which I didn't like. But anyway,
How does that make sense?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah,
if it goes past TI, then you're not going to get people spending money to bump up the TI prize pool. Unless they're planning something huge post TI. That's the only, like,
Dota 2.
justification. Yeah.
I meant to say Dota 3.
Dota 2. Dota 2 is coming out after this TI, guys. It'll be out of beta.
Yeah, Dota 3, let's go. Honestly, I was like, maybe they're doing it after TI. Like, well, the Battle Pass will be finishing after TI because they're not going to funnel as much gold into it. Then gold as in money, and then some of the other money will go into other tournaments, majors and minors and crap like that. Would be nice, but I feel like that's a dream that might not happen. So, look, I'm excited for Battle Pass. Although we get all the cavern crawlers inside the pubs and it can be a bit frustrating, but honestly, I was
Unranked, it doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't, but still it's a bit annoying. It can be a bit frustrating sometimes, especially when you get a shitty cavern crawl hero. You're like, oh, you can't beat it. 6 tries in a row, just keep losing every single game. It's just not fun. You get Meepo, you have to do Meepo. Like there's some bad ones.
Did you see the China DPC as well, where like Ame, like with the Chronosphere going around the Void Spirit Aether Remnant, you just gotta walk around it. Kind of the same thing with the cabin.
Yeah, but sometimes you wanna test yourself.
No.
No, okay, well
No, not on micro heroes. I do not test myself. I know I'm bad.
you know your limits. Okay, well that is honestly that's props to you. People need to know their limits sometimes, and sometimes you need to test the limits. There's a fine line. With cavern crawling in particular, one thing I'm excited for is if we get Ag's Labyrinth. I think last season's one was by far the best. I had so much fun playing that. I was just spamming Labyrinth. I hope we get one that's as good as that.
Were you around when Silkbreaker came out?
Yes, but
that was fun as
well. Did they do 1 or 2? I want
to say 1, but it was like a story mode as opposed to Ag's Labyrinth, which felt a little bit more, what would you call it? Like, not dungeon crawler, but like shoot 'em up type, like Enter the Gungeon sort of style of game, which is what I would call Ag's Labyrinth. You ever played that?
Enter
It's
the
very fun.
Gungeon?
Yeah,
No, I have not played Enter the Gungeon. Sounds
you
like
should play sometime. It is a co-op game.
uh I try and limit
Bro.
how much time I spend with you.
How dare you? Oh, that's
Not
true.
at the-
Too much of a good thing is not great.
Yeah, okay. That's one way to put it. If you're
You're
trying
just
to
too busy lifting 500 kilos at the gym. That's all.
oh, talk me up. Oh, please do it.
You just roast me, and then you just want me to
Talk me
praise you a
up.
little bit.
Oh my
First you cheat on me with Lizard, now this. Like, what's going on?
Oh yes, talk me up. I'm fucking huge, lifting 500 kilos.
It's out
See
of
that?
control.
Out of
You get an hour. You already said shitty before. That doesn't count for mine. And you just dropped the F-bomb. Amazing.
Wait, did I actually?
Yes.
Did I? Wait, what did I
Yes.
say?
S and then F. You've dropped in the past like 2
No,
minutes.
I know that. I know I said shitty. When did I say the F bomb?
Just in like the past 2
What was the
sentences.
sentence? Say the sentence,
I'm
but
not
don't
saying
say
it. I don't
but
get.
don't
No,
yeah, okay,
no.
but you don't have to say the F bomb, but just say the sentence.
It was you feeling yourself with the praise that I gave you for your gym, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm effing doing great," and blah 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 blah. So just
Yeah.
letting too much of that Australian slip out, Lockie.
See, I don't even remember saying it. That's the scary thing. It's just
That's how ingrained it is in our culture, you know.
I mean, when we are behind, I mean, Mike and John would feel this, especially. Well, John is a honorary Aussie, and any Aussie would. But when you have to censor your words, especially your curse words, when we're off screen, you let them rip, and it's obvious. If I said it a couple of sentences ago and I didn't even remember saying it, like that's saying something. Oh, all right, we're gonna pause. Let's see.
Your grandmother.
Hang on, Trezam. Toss. Oh, okay, Trezam's playing
check
it pretty
toss.
well. No way. Oh, what would you?
Oh,
what?
easy game for Lucify.
Oh my god. I was like, hang on a second. Is Trezam? Is he actually gonna get the kill and deny himself? There was a slight opportunity that would have happened.
But I mean, look at the Tiny. He was down to 14 mana as well, so he loves the fact that he got that immediate kill afterwards from the neutral creep as well. Sure, it'll take him a little bit longer to get back out to the lane, but Juggernaut against a Dragon Knight can't do jack solo. So Rapido's just been able to stay up on this top side, get all of that juicy solo XP. At least now, though, Unknown will have that full, 2, 3 creep waves coming into him? I see 3 range creeps.
Yeah, and I think they also TP'd mid on Lucify and refilled the bottle. He's also going to take the bounty rune, so Lucify getting a lot done early with the Tiny.
Already has the Tranquil Boots as well, so he's going to be able to not spend a lot of that gold on regen. Already has it all for himself. He might even be able to get this creep pull off. Jug just putting himself... sorry, not Jug. DK putting himself up forward. Wanting to say, hey, try and kill me, but they can't.
Right, well, top lane's looking swimmingly. And with these Tranks now, he's probably going to be able to get pretty active to help out with securing some of the water runes, because DK off to a flying start. Bracer, what's he got coming out? Bracer 1, okay, but regardless, DK's a very tanky hero. Even though you got a bunch of armor, it still feels like the magic damage is not enough to really kill you off, so we're probably going to see Lucify put a lot more emphasis now on securing JG on the Pango.
Yeah, Lucify's got that top route secured.
Mercury is going to be cautious.
Mercury?
Lucify's going to toss him back. They've got multiple points in the swashbuckle, and Jesus, Lucify's... Oh my god, he's doing it to them.
Oh, he's doing so much this game. That's the thing, like, DK, you've just given him his lane. Like, I said this top lane needed to go incredibly well for Summit, and it hasn't. You've also got mid lane, of course, with that solo kill. Even before that, JG was a little bit ahead of the Death Prophet. So the fact that this lane is underneath the tower, it's going to be at least only one creep that gets denied away. But still, it's just more time and space being given over to the Made in Philippines heroes that matter. And, you know, with the Shadow Shaman revealing mid, Ken's like, okay, well, I can just farm freely. Shadow Demon's free to build up a couple of stacks. One of the better heroes at being able to do so. Everything's just going well for them right now. That stack's not going to work, though.
Tabbing back to bottom real quick, we see Ken 18 and 6 compared to the 25 and 10 on Crush on the Underlord. So it does look like Crush is having a very good start to this lane. We were mentioning that bottom lane, there's going to be no action, just kind of farming back and forth, but it does seem to be that Crush is definitely slowing down Ken and how much he can get out of this.
You know me, right? Every time I see an Underlord that isn't against a super aggressive lane, I think he's going to have a good time. And, you know, we were saying before, TA Shadow Demon, that is not a aggressive lane at all. So I would be pretty surprised, honestly, if Crush wasn't having a great time. Although, and look at this, Crush with CZY scouting out this triple stack, I believe. He should be able to claim this one for him, although maybe Teehee looking to build up a few of those stacks for himself. Puts the second point in the Shadow Poison.
CZY is going to go down here. He might... If he has a TP, he could go for it. Okay, actually Ken off the point with the meld, I think.
No, yeah, so he disrupted during the meld, so he didn't actually land with it.
What? Hang on a second, JJ. How much damage was that? Was not expecting him to kill off CZY. Mercury's still chasing with a haste. Is rolling thought? Is he gonna? You gonna keep going for this, brother? I was gonna say.
Hanging with levels, man, is deadly. Like we were saying before. Like, oh, okay, Korea ends up dying. At least he gets everything delivered through onto it. And JG able to get back to the lanes so that he can push that one out.
Ooh. CZY can't step in, but yeah, this is EXO that they're gonna get nothing out of, and GG is gonna try and clean up this remainder of the stack.
Even gets the bounty rune. Like, everything is going well right now. It might only seem like a 1k net worth lead. It doesn't feel like all that much. For me, it's things like the levels, for example. You know, you've got the DK doing just fine. All the cores have their lanes secured. Lucifer has been able to build up a lot of stacks, and I feel like it's just going to be so much more evident in the next
mid lane. Lucifer, so. Nice play, toss back into JG. And they got Teehee nearby as well, just in case to hold him back with the banishment. So JG is going to have the abilities back up shortly. 2 seconds on the swashbuckle. Mercury is going to get some assistance, though, from Trezam stepping in with a frost shield. So that's going to slow down the damage from the swashbuckle, but it will not be enough as Teehee stacks up the poison. And Made in Philippines are off to a good start. 4 kills early on.
Yeah, they had those 4 stacks up onto him, able to secure the kills, so the Shadow Poison that he leveled up to prevent the stack from going down previously.
Look at this mid, JG. Oh, Trezam, nice attempt with the Iron Branch drop, just trying to minimize how much vision JG could play with to bounce back on the wall, but a Rolling Thunder used, but just to get a solo kill onto the Lich.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top tower's being pressured, mid tower's being pressured, TA's farming. Things going well. 8 minutes in, bottom tower, JG able to secure that one, already up to level 8. Popping the arcane rune before going for that swashbuckle. I was like, I mean, Mercury, this is optimistic.
Oh, got some siphon charges and Trezam nearby. Mercury's going to try and bring down JG. He's got the movement speed now to be able to continue the chase. Shield crash and swashbuckle back up shortly thanks to the arcane rune. JG's going to be okay, so they're going to turn back to Lucifer instead. Even Fiend's gating in as well, so Crush, he wants to get involved in the small skirmish that we've got going on.
I feel like they're totally cool with this, though. On
what the hell? He doesn't even have Orb of Corrosion, man. JG. This arcane rune is doing so much for the Pangoli. CZY, let's see if the chain control is going to be enough inside the Firestorms. JG gets out of harm's way. They're going to toss him closer into Ken's location. And now with the Rolling Thunder back up, they can bounce back off multiple wars, killing off Crush. And they're going to try and chase down CZY as well. One more right click with the poison tick is not enough. And now, oh, Mercury is shown up to the party. EXO committed just for the kill onto Teehee. So hopefully they're able to chain this into a little bit of damage on the tower as well.
They will, but at the same time, Rapido's pushing up on this top side, just getting so much out of a lot of these engagements through the good positioning coming through from the Pango. Tiny, I feel like Lucifer constantly repositioning these engagements. Could have gone even better for them if they just had that little bit more sustain, but
Dire's top tower has
not happening for now. But you just see the impact that a Pango has early on, right, with level 8, so nearly maxed out both of his main 2. And he's just constantly able to have this presence on the map, prevent people from pushing into him. You could shove out lanes so incredibly easily.
Mercury mid lane.
Dire's top
They're going to look for
tower
another
is
toss.
under
Nah, not
attack.
enough mana. Just got the Soul Ring delivered on Losify. He's gone for a very... It's not that blink rush, but I guess you don't particularly need it this game with a with a DK and with a Pango. Oh, apologies.
Yeah, I guess not.
It's a
Is that a
solo.
kill?
He must
Yep.
have got double melled. I don't know how he gets that kill without it.
Maybe. He was able to get a solo kill
Mid lane,
previously.
JG. He's going to get the Rolling Thunder off. Does it get the double bounce back? You toss him while he's Rolling Thundered?
He's an ally. It's like why you can use Frost Shield onto him, for example. Turn him into a Beyblade.
What?
Beyblade. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I hate
Dire's
it
bottom
so much.
tower is under attack.
I've heard it, but you can clarify. It's okay. You don't have to...
It's like a spinning top, basically. There was an anime about it.
Wait, how do you spell Bay? Beyblade? Is it just...
EY, not BAE. This isn't TikTok.
Oh, those things. Okay, yeah.
Let it rip.
Oh, the things that the losers had at school.
Bro, I was the champion. Okay? You even start. Actually, no. Beyblade wasn't my thing. Yu-Gi-Oh was my thing back in the
Oh,
day.
it wasn't your thing now that I called you a loser. Okay, sure. Guys, I'm joking as well. All the guys with the Beyblades were absolute giga chads. Yeah, they were the real chads. Oh boy,
Great face while you say that.
Sorry, man. I'm just saying that everyone else is a giga chad and you're not. That's simple as that.
You've lied before and you're gonna lie again.
I never lie. What do you mean? I'm
Radiant's
purely
bottom
a
tower
truthful
is under
person.
attack.
Always have everyone's best interest in mind.
Okay, well, you predicted Summit at the start of this game, so we'll see what that means. We've got three
Hang
people
on.
bottom side. CZY, he has the mass... Oh, actually, he doesn't have the mass
They
serpent
use it
wards.
for a stack at the ancients.
I see. Well, I kind of flamed Made in Philippines last game for not pushing at all. Granted, they only had one hero to be able to do so, but this TP...
AG. Oh my god, the Death Prophet, if he gets blown up before any abilities are used from Mercury, this is a big concern on how their team fight's going to shape up afterwards. Crush gets a kill on a support, TP's out. But you lost your siege. Look at mid lane. Oh,
Yep.
no, this is not
Mid lane,
good.
losing core, defend the bottom lane. You're getting nothing out of this except maybe Unknown continuing to farm, but with the Maelstrom, he's able to accelerate that farm a little bit, but nowhere near on the same level as a TA is. And now with top tier 1 gone, with mid tier 1 gone, you've opened up the Roche Pit for yourself.
So, you did just mention Unknown and how he's finding his farm across the map with this Maelstrom, second in net worth, but what are we expecting out of this Juggernaut? Is there much? Is he going to be this way back in for Summit? Do we have to put a lot of attention on him and his items, or are we still worried about how the Juggernaut's going to be able to shape up? As well, hold that thought. Mid lane again, Mercury. I mean, this is a position 2 Death Prophet. Like, this hero is all deaths now. Brute to travel build, but is not able to sustain the mass burst that Made in Philippines are playing with.
Say it again. Pango, with levels, does things that an offlane Pango does not in terms of aggression.
Bottom lane.
They're going to drop the Mass Serpent Wards, but CZY is actually trapped himself inside this, so he's going to end up going down, and Lucify still will, but should be able to get this follow-up kill with the Meld, with the Pango rolling through. Doesn't even need to commit the full Rolling Thunder, and again, 0 towers obtained at 14 minutes with a Death Prophet, with the Mass Serpent Wards, with a Juggernaut who has the Healing Ward to enable the Death Ball. It's a disaster right now for Summit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just any fight Made in Philippines are ready to go. You got this double blink, you got the Fusel Blade, or even Bash is starting to be worked on as well for the Pangolier.
Dire's
And
bottom tower
but
is under
honestly, I
attack.
was just going to mention Trezam. He was level 5 last time I checked. Just hit level 6, I believe. So they are just... I don't... For Summit, there is a big concern on how you start fights. As
Dire's
Crush,
bottom tower
he TP'd in, but the trap's there by great reactions from Trezam. Gets a Sinister's Gaze off and towards the high ground. JG and the Helper T here onto the support, but keep on tabs on Rapido as the Omni Slash Bring it down Rapido pretty low, but Unknown's not going to continue the chase. Meanwhile, Mercury, though, an exorcism committed. They should be able to bring down Tiki. And JG will just roll on out of harm's way. So we're 1 for 2, but you do lose your last tier 1 tower.
Precious bounty.
Yeah, I mean, the lead's just going to continue to grow. I mean, Unknown's down here on the bottom side. If they can get the Swashbuckle off first, he might not have the mana to be able to spin.
Oh, they're going to jump Crush instead. He enters the lane underneath the trap, so they go for the easier kill, recognizing Jug. With the cover of the Blade Fury, they will not be able to catch up.
About 700 gold away from finishing up the Desolator as well for Ken. If he likes to go down that avenue, which he will. Feeling maybe like they can convert into Roche? I don't know. I really want to see them... Okay. I was thinking maybe Desolator first just because of how much easier this is going to make life for you. But I suppose with the lucky shot, with the double meld, they're feeling confident to be able to take this one pretty quickly.
That 16 minutes in, first rush of the game, and they're also scouting up. Oh, Unknown. But be cautious, my friend. Multiple heroes grouped up. They might jump him as soon as they kill Roshan. Yeah, Rapido's going to do just that. Mercury's in a pretty good position though to cancel out the chain control with that silence.
Dan's Demonic Cleanse is actually really good this game. He's not going to go it for a while, but just look at what it's going to be going up against, right? You're going to have the silence that you can get rid of. You have the fire.
Lucify. Just trying to enter through behind them. Even Fiend's gating mid as well. Lucify's got to try and cancel them entering the gate to be able to connect. What's going on?
Actually leaves and goes to the bottom side. Looks like they really want a tower, and well, they're going to be able to get it, excuse me, with the Mass Serpent Wards. But now you've got, what, 5 heroes down on the bottom side? What are the TP situation looking like? Well, everyone's got it except the Underlord, I suppose. Just looking to try and get some usage out of this next exorcism.
Mercury, the rest of the team's pretty far behind him. They've got a really good lane ward, so everyone's under information. And JG and Co just blow up the Death Prophet. Again, Mercury feeling like he's a lot stronger than what he truly is in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the chain stun's been really good. They don't care about the Pango just sticking onto him, of course. Can't Spirit Siphon while in the Pango Ball. And then the only time that the TA and the DK are joining is when there's some kind of chain lockdown coming afterwards. The Dragon Tail's maxed out. TA, of course, able to just have such a big influence with the Blink Meld Strike. Another smoke coming out, though. Feeling like they need to make something happen right now on Summit.
Look at JG's position. And Lucify jumps in. What a combination. But the Chain Frost, they're all grouped up. It's doing a lot of damage at the moment. But Ken, he's doing more. They're just ripping apart one after another. As the Templar Assassin has a entirely free fire. It's an exceptional Chain Frost. You get rid of Rapido, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, you were asking me before what exactly they need to do with this Juggernaut to be able to come back into things, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of struggling for answers. It feels to me a big reason why they picked it was for that laning stage, just because it was probably going to be pretty decent into bunch of these matchups, but with how things went at the very beginning, with the Tiny being able to get that first blood, bringing the Lich away from that kill threat, it just meant that you weren't really able to make full usage out of this draft that you went for. I mean, sure, the Frost Shield is still good against a lot of the physical damage, but it always feels like they've got the jump on Made in Philippines.
Invisibility.
Radiant have done a very good job as well. One thing we haven't mentioned kind of is just the vision game with a lot of the chat placements from Ken. Not only that, but the wards as well from the supports. You see one placed behind the T2 tower, just giving them so much information that was freshly placed. They got another one on the cliff, kind of by the top river. So for Made in Philippines, just it really feels like they always are reading Summit and their movements. Look at that, line drawn. They know exactly where they are. 4 heroes inside that circle.
Yeah, they got it placed on the top side of the triangle, just seeing any kind of movements into it. You might think, oh, it doesn't give that constant movement, but at this level, that's all you need, right? You just need to know where you can move for the next 20 seconds or so. And, well, with all of them revealing down on that bottom side, they're thinking, all right, well, let's at the very least force out a glyph here. you're going to need to pop it against a
Dire's
desolated
top
TA
tower
hitting
is
into your
under
towers
attack.
with still a minute and a half on that
Radiant
Aegis.
structures are fortified.
Going to try and
Dire's
just
structures are
sneak
fortified.
another tier 1.
Dire's top tower
Did he
is
just
under
frost
attack.
shield a Serpent Ward? I think he did.
I was
Dire's
watching top.
tower has
too.
fallen.
Yeah, I don't think it prevents anything, unfortunately, and they're still not able to get a tier 1 tower with a ultimate dropped. And in the time, a TA solo takes your tier 2. So tell me more about Summit's chances.
Why? Passive aggressive question. What the hell?
I'm just interested in your insight, you know?
Dire's
Oh,
top
Daddy
tower
Gaven says they
is
got
under
11%
attack.
chance. That's all I need to see. They need this BKB on Death Prophet. They're gonna smoke again without it.
Dire are
Need to not get
scanning.
chain lockdown
Gonna
on
jump
unknown.
onto the Juggernaut, unknown. Okay, great reaction with the
spin.
blade. Oh, this is not good. This is not good under the tier 2 tower with the damage coming through for the Chain Frost along with the Omni Slash. They're targeting down Cam for the moment, but they haven't killed anyone. They finally get Rapido. It was looking so much better than what it turned out to be.
Oh, it was just a little bit unlucky, to be honest. The Lich had a very, very good Chain Frost, but it just bounced off the Siege Creep onto the Shadow Demon, and it didn't have an impact beyond that. This is another one of those reasons why the Lich isn't consistently picked, right? You don't have that super reliable instant stun. Feels like you are very weak if teams get on top of you, and there's that unreliable factor of your ultimate, similar to like the Witch Doctor Cask, for example. That team fight could have gone massively in Summit's favor if they just got one better bounce on the Lich ulti.
Precious bounty.
And look at Loser Fight. It's not, honestly, it's not going to do anything, but just the fact that he's able to position here as a 4, tiny, 21 minutes in, because you've got Trap, you got Ward, like, look at that! Third smoke in a row, under a Ward. They know exactly what's going on.
And lines drawn on the map. They're just saying, hey, JG, they're coming for you. Let's just join up to the rest of the team. Let's look to play around our tower, our vision, if we can. They're going to look to try and huddle around where they did have the Cliff Ward at the time. And even popping the Elder Dragon form nice and early on Rapido.
Don't do it. Oh, no.
Radiant's middle
That just
tower
goes to
is
show the
under
position they're in.
attack.
You got to drop a Serpent Ward for what, like 150 health? Oh, unknown. Great reactions. But that's Blade Fury on cooldown. They could continue the chase. They know he can't Blade Fury TP out. He's still going to go for it regardless.
Oh,
Oh, that's too close. They see Tristram in the tree line. Really nice use of the courier.
Does it outlast the second time?
got the Philosopher's Stone on it as well. Come on, Lucify. Don't be a hog.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yes,
is
he's
under
going the
attack.
shard on Teehee. Love it. Love it. It's an amazing Aghanim shard game for the Shadow Demon. 3 different abilities that you could just look to completely remove from the enemy team.
Still trying to find a way back
Or
in.
actually, also the Pit of Malice.
All right. Well, you got your BKB now on the Death Prophet. That for me is a big thing, at least to enable Mercury to get abilities off in these fights, because we've just seen how they can blow her up. There's still going to be concerns though because of how far ahead Ken is. That like Death Prophet is a hero who does not have a lot of armor at all. This is another. If they don't get something out of this, Roche is going to be up shielding. They will not be able to smoke to get in the pit to kind of defend that engagement. So
Radiant
this
are
needs to be a one-team fight.
Was that under the water as well? I saw it was nearby, but
Well, they scanned at least, so regardless,
Yeah,
they know
they
what's
know.
happening. Man,
be able
me.
to back up to the safety of their tier 1. Do they have Bass Serpent Wards? Not for another 25. I was thinking maybe they drop it for the top tier 1 tower and attempt to backdoor it just to give a little bit more of that Roshan contesting potential. You know, buybacks would take a little bit longer, of course, to rejoin the fight. That's a big reason why they look to reclaim the outpost.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
What else is coming soon? Mercury nearly has the Aghanim Shard finished up for himself, but it's not really like it's going to matter too much, right? You're up against a BKB on the TA, the Pango is going to be in the Rolling Thunder, DK. He doesn't quite have the BKB just yet, but he's only 400
Unknown.
gold away.
It doesn't get the Blade Fury off this time, and the damage just rains in from Ken. Down goes the Jug. Onto the next they are, as JG, this perfect Rolling Thunder usage into the stairway, gets a connection, stunning up multiple heroes. And Mercury has to try and BKB TP out. He'll be successful, but the rest of the team will not have the same fate as Ken beyond God. Like, he's flawless on this Templar Assassin.
He is for sure, and he is how many levels ahead of the Juggernaut? I think it's 7 at this stage.
Oh,
so...
that's that's a lot of damage. She got the frost shield. Taking for the moment against the physical Ken. This is some tier 4 towers, my guy, but who gives a damn? Obviously, they got no damage. They can't even tickle him. Oh, Ken knows how far ahead he is.
More buybacks being expended. They've got the glyph, but I mean, do you want to use this? It almost feels like they're so lacking in damage that they need to try and bait Made in Philippines into the base without those BKBs and then just pop the glyph for the multi-shot on the tower, but they're not going to allow that to happen. They get the deny off.
Easy gold.
Still a 7-level lead right now on the TA.
TZY, nice full stuff out though. Ken. Gonna be out of the combo, the Firestorm. They're gonna jump. Rapido senses the opportunity. What is that damage output? Down goes unknown. Crush is gonna join him 6 feet under along with the Shaman. Shaman him. Yep, they're gonna call it. Made in Philippines, alright. There you go. That's a beautiful way to be able to hit back. Of course, we spoke about their previous series loss against Lil Gun, but their second series in to 2 or 3, they are able to take down Summit Gaming.
That's always what we want as well, right? More teams even. So both of these 2 different squads now sitting 1-1. It's exactly what you like to see. Just more and more even Dota means that every single series is going to count moving forward. And, well, there's the impact of the mid Pango, right? Just the amount of damage that JG was able to output super early on. Did he have the most done this game? Absolutely. Just the chain lockdowns, not dying a single time. And it just means that you get into a lot of those team fight enabling items. Like, didn't even need the blink dagger, right? As long as he was just able to roll on in slowly. They had 0 BKB piercing disable. They didn't have anyone outside of maybe the Juggernaut that was able to get away. But then again, Luzify and Rapido were doing that job, right? Getting the initial burst through before they're able to get that follow-up, and then just going into stuff like the Aghanim Shard, preventing anyone else on Summit Gaming from having the turnaround. Really liking the Pango mid still, and hopefully teams look at this series and learn something from it.
Yeah, and we already have a winner's interview. Tiki is directly in the waiting room ready to go, so we're going to drag him over. Tiki, hello, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can hear.
I can. Perfect. Okay, well, firstly, Tiki, congratulations on your series victory. For me, I'm intrigued on what do you do as a position 5 to try and have this one up advantage in regards to vision? Do you like to watch replays to learn ward placements, or what do you do to try and have that advantage?
I did watch some replays also, but I kind of use my instinct to where the opponent's gonna be. Like, let's say if they TP here, I know they're gonna take a fight here, stuff like that. I'll try to put vision first. Make sure I get the vision down first before they get here. Yeah, it's kind of my vision game.
Cool. I have questions about your opinions on just different heroes and where they fit into the meta. In games 1 and 2, we saw the Pangolier played position 3, and it really didn't feel like it had the same amount of impact as what we saw JG have when you played it mid and you were able to get those earlier levels. Can you just give me a bit of your justification as to why you went with the offlane Pango in one of the previous games?
I mostly ask my core players my position 2 and 3. Let's say JG will ask the Rupido, are you fine already with that matchup? Because they're gonna show some of the heroes on the draft. Then they're gonna think like, oh, I'm fine already if I play Pango here in this lane. Then you can take whatever you want from it. Like, can make the game better. Yeah.
Okay, so Pango's like a lot more of the flex for you, and you're happy to
Yeah.
give mid an easier matchup as long as the Pango's lane is fine, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
more like a
cool.
flex. Yep.
Yeah, and with the Terrorblade and the Morphling, how do you see that matchup going as well? Because we saw 2 games in a row, Morphling actually beating out the Terrorblade in the late game, or do you think that came down to some of the decision making and teamfight selection?
I think we kind of mis-executed the game 2 because we had the Aegis, but we fought wrongly like twice in a row. We used meta, then we kind of need to dodge them. No, we cannot take any fights because meta down, because we kind of fuck up some fights. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And
but
oh, go ahead.
most of that matchup, I think whoever has the item advantage, I think they can win that matchup.
Hmm. And another question, we've seen it happen a little bit across the different regions, but in this series, we only saw one Marcy ban come out. What's your opinion on that? I think I've seen Losify playing it a little bit, but where do you think Marcy fits best?
I think Marcy fits best on position 4 and 5 because the hero cannot wave clear, so it's hard for him to be a core hero. Because most of the core heroes you need to scale, then you need to push out waves. But Marcy don't want that kind of stuff because only the jump you can clear. Then you, as a Marcy, you always want to look for opportunities where you want to be like kill some heroes like a tiny.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I had, Aries. Do you have anything else?
That's all I've got, Tihi. Thank you very much for your time. Is there any shout outs you like to give or any thank yous before we let you go?
Any sponsors, Kappa?
All right. Well, where can they contact you for sponsorships?
On our page on Made in Philippines, I think our manager did it. It's just standard manager.
Okay.
Is that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Where are they looking?
Just Facebook.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, I appreciate your time, Tihi. Thank you very much, and
All right.
congratulations on your
Bye.
victory. Bye, Tihi. There we go. All right, Danog, first series done. Of course, well, that's the only Division 2 Southeast Asian series as well. Made in Philippines being able to topple their counterpart in the open qualifiers here. So a good showing for them. They're now going to be 1-1 in the group stage, and Summit, they're 1-1 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, that's like you said, all we've got for CDPC today, but we've got some Eastern Europe DPC as well. I believe it's Nemiga taking on Empire, so that should be pretty exciting as well. Two teams that have put in some solid performances in week number 1, and who knows, maybe we'll see some Marcy coming through from the different region.
Hopefully. I think both what we saw when we casted the Div 2 series last Monday was just the real heavy change in meta because we did the Southeast Asian Division 2 series before that. Then we went to Eastern Europe and we saw the meta was just completely different. So we do have, like you said, Eastern Europe coming up, Division 2. It's going to be about, I can't check my Discord because it's going to show the,
I'll
it's
check
going to,
for
it's
you.
going to
How
leak.
about
So
that?
it should be about 15, 20 minutes until that series is
15,
good.
yes.
15 minutes. Okay. So stick around, guys. We're going to have another series coming up. This time we're moving over to Eastern Europe. Empire taking on Nemiga Gaming. We'll see you guys after the break.